Привет! Как дела? Hi, how are you? Меня зовут Catherine, и я ваш учитель русского. My name is Catherine, and I'm your Russian teacher. И сегодня у нас будет урок слов. So today we're going to have a vocabulary lesson. Сейчас я поделюсь экраном. Let me share my screen with you. Тема урока – это история жизни. So the topic of the lesson is a life story. И, как я уже сказала, меня зовут Кэтрин, и я учитель английского, испанского и русского в Calgary Language Nerds. So my name is Catherine, as I said. I teach in English, Spanish and Russian at the Calgary Language Nerds. И сегодня первый урок из 4 на эту тему. So today is the first lesson out of 4 on this topic. So today we're going to speak about different life stages. Да, сегодня мы поговорим о разных этапах нашей жизни. And the second lesson is going to be devoted to the topic of family and relatives. И второй урок будет тема семья и родственники. The third lesson is going to be about important milestones in our life. Да? Мы поговорим о разных важных событиях в нашей жизни. And the fourth lesson, the most exciting one, is going to be the live practice on Zoom. We're going to be practicing the vocabulary, we're going to do some speaking, some games, and things of the kind. Да? И последний урок это в Zoom, это будет урок вживую, и мы будем практиковать эти слова и разговор. All right. And also, this lesson goes with a word list. So if you want, you can see the link in the description below, where all the words from this vocabulary lesson are going to be listed. So you can take notes about the meanings and also the transcription. So it looks like this. So these are all the words that you need, and you have all the transcriptions as well. Хорошо, поехали. So let's go. Начинаем мы с темы детства. So let's start with the topic of childhood. Детство. Childhood. Okay, so the first word right here is pronounced as младенец. Младенец. Okay, младенец means a newborn. No, so it's the person who's just been born, and mlad is like this root appears in words like mladший, younger. No, молодой, young. No, so it's like младенец. Okay, then we go to ребенок, a child, ребенок, or маленький ребенок, a small child. No, маленький means small, a child. Маленький ребенок, like a small child, toddler. Okay, so we grow up a little bit more, and we have девочка, a girl, девочка. And then we have мальчик, a boy, мальчик. So it's girl and boy, pretty much from toddler to the adolescence, to the point where we are already teenage. We can call a child девочка if it's a girl, мальчик if it's a boy. All right. And if you want to specify that these children are at school, you can use the following words. Школьница, a school girl, школьница. Or школьник, a school boy, школьник. Okay, so they are school children. Да? Школьница, girl, школьник, boy. Okay, let's repeat all of them one more time. Going from newborn to the school child. Младенец, маленький ребенок, девочка, мальчик, школьница, школьник. No? First two words are feminine, second two words are masculine. Так, поехали дальше. Let's go on. Хорошо. Юность. So the youthhood, our period of life before we're adults. No, when we are no longer children, but we're on our way to become adults. Хорошо. Юность. Поехали. Первое слово. First word. Подросток. A teenager. Подросток. Both for both genders. Then we can go for девушка, a girl, a young girl, девушка. And usually it is polite to, when we try to speak to somebody, when we try to ask somebody for how to get somewhere, or maybe when we try to speak to somebody that we don't know, instead of saying like Miss or Mr. or Mrs., usually if it's a woman, we would say девушка, even though they may be not necessarily young girl yet, but it is polite to say it like девушка. Сколько, который час? Девушка, который час? Like how, oh, sorry, what time is it? No, miss, what time is it? And the same with this. Молодой человек. Молодой человек. Young man or young human in this case. And that's a typical thing to say when you want to address to somebody who is a male. No, молодой человек. Now, молодой человек, сколько это стоит? No, young man, how much is it, for example? And the analog of it could be парень, but we're not going to be using it to address to somebody. It's just to say a young guy. No, парень. Или юноша. It's a little bit more fancy to say also a young gentleman or a young boy. Хорошо. Молодой человек, парень, юноша. All right, and if you want to say that it's a student of a university or student of any kind, you would say студентка. So it's a student, female student. И студент. A male student. No, you can say so. Давайте повторим. Let's repeat all of them. No? Хорошо, поехали. Подросток, девушка, молодой человек, парень, юноша и студентка, студент. Хорошо, поехали дальше. Let's go. Взрослый возраст. Взрослый means adult. Возраст means age, so it's like the adult age, the adulthood. Взрослый возраст. So, to speak about the person who is an adult already, you can use женщина for a woman. It's a little bit complicated. Let's repeat this one more time. Женщина. Feel free to repeat with me so you can practice your pronunciation. Женщина. A lady. But yet again, if you want to address to somebody, it is better to say девушка, because somehow женщина sounds a little bit more formal or a little bit more ageist. So it's better when you go, but if you want to say, well, she was a woman, something like that in the narrative or something like that, you would be using this one. Да, хорошо, женщина. И мужчина. A man. Мужчина. So these two letters in this particular word are going to be pronounced like sh. You don't need to say мужчина because it's difficult. I just assimilated мужчина. Мужчина. These two are a little bit of a challenge, but I'm sure you're doing spectacular. Okay, right. Let's take a look at the next one. Now, these ones are for the person who is receiving the pension from the state. No, they're no longer workers. No, so it is пенсионер, like a pensionist, a man, пенсионер, и пенсионерка. So the woman who receives the pension. And usually when we refer to the person who is older, we would use these words in this regard, whether they receive the money from state or not, but it's kind of like a typical thing to say. Пенсионер, пенсионерка. Okay, давайте повторим. Let's repeat all of them. Женщина, мужчина, пенсионер, пенсионерка. Отлично, excellent. Let's go on. And this is жизнь в прилагательных, life in adjectives. Okay, so what kind of adjectives can we use to describe a person as in regards to their age? Okay, so маленький, маленькая, small, маленький, маленькая, да? Маленькая девочка, маленький мальчик, so a small boy, a small girl. Okay, маленький, masculine, маленькая, feminine. Okay, маленький, маленькая. The second one, молодой, молодая, young. Да, молодой, masculine, молодая, feminine. For example, молодой человек, молодая девушка, no, a young person, young girl. Okay, молодой человек usually refers to a boy rather than a girl, even though we're both human, but человек, as you know, is masculine in Russian. So like a fun fact. Okay, right, let's move on. Взрослый, adult. Взрослая, adult. Like, for example, взрослый мужчина, so like an adult man. Взрослая женщина, adult woman. Okay, and then the next two adjectives, I would proceed with caution, so to speak, because it's a little bit offensive. No, we don't really say, oh, you're old. No, out of the political correctness, so to speak. But you can say, if necessary for some context, that старый, old, like for masculine, старая, old for feminine. And if you want to like kind of like digress form it a little bit, no, to smoothen it out, you would say something like человек преклонного возраста. Okay, человек преклонного возраста. So it's like the person of an advanced age, so to speak. Yeah, so you would use it to substitute it. Давайте повторим, let's repeat. Маленький, маленькая, молодой, молодая, взрослый, взрослая, старый, старая. Или человек преклонного возраста. Okay, let's move on. Okay, how do we ask about somebody's age? No, how can we ask like, how old are you? Спрашиваем про возраст, asking about the age. Okay, if it's a person who is like more or less our age, or if we are familiar with them as they're our friend, we would use ты. It's like you for informal you. Да? Сколько тебе лет? Usually we would refer like that to a child, or we would refer like that to like a friend or in a friendly context. But if we are addressing somebody adult who is older than us, or we don't know them well, you would say something like сколько вам лет? Now, how old are you? More formally. Да? Сколько тебе лет? Informal. Сколько вам лет? Formal. And we can answer мне, and you can use either мне with a number, or you can use мне лет. Например, so in my case, I am at the moment 20, I wish I was 20, obviously, 27 I am. Да, мне 27 лет. Мне 27 лет. Или просто мне 27. So I'm 27 years of age, or I'm 27. Мне 27. Да? А сколько вам лет? Okay, and how old are you? I'm addressing to you in the formal way, because in a relationship between the teacher and the student, usually we would use вы for both the teacher and the student. All right. Хорошо. Сколько тебе лет? Сколько вам лет? Мне 27 лет. Отлично. Okay, excellent. Let's go on. All right. So these are all the words for today. Don't forget that a document with all the words from the lesson that you can take notes on are available in the description below, is available in the description below with a link. Also, don't forget that we are hosting a live session on the topic when we're going to be speaking a little bit about culture, a little bit about the vocabulary. We're going to use some extra words on the topic as well. And увидимся на следующем уроке. Yeah, see you next lesson. Пока-пока. Bye-bye. Удачи. Wish you luck.